A new economy is emerging in the world. As computers get more advanced and the internet becomes ever more present, old systems are getting tossed to the side. Network tools have opened up new business transaction methods, and the world is more connected than ever before. It is almost too good to be true, because it is. It is these very same tools that have taken away one of our most powerful assets: focus. One of the best books that I've read in the last couple months is Deep Work by Newport. In his widely renowned book, Newport discusses the lack of focus seen in today's society. This lack of focus is destroying people's ability to do one essential skill: deep work. Deep work is any professional activity performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that pushes your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are hard to replicate. Deep work is essential to developing and learning new skills that will be needed for life. What is up, YouTube? My name is Aiden Helfont. I am an upcoming freshman Cornell University student who makes videos on life advice as well as learning and fitness. Today, we're going to be talking about Cal Newport's amazing book on deep work. In part one of this video series, I will go over the first half of my relevant blog post on the topic. I'll link it in the description. The groups that will come out on top in this new economy. Ironically, while the trend of people being able to focus and do deep work is going down, the need for deep work is going up. This means that those who can build a deep work habit will thrive in this new economy. The three groups that will excel in the upcoming economy can work well and creatively with intelligent machines, are the best at what they do, and those with access to capital. With the coming of the internet, things will be changing faster than ever before. Ideas will span the globe constantly, leading to rapid advancements. Two things will be needed to thrive in this economy: the ability to quickly master hard things and the ability to produce at an elite level in terms of both quality and speed. This is why developing a deep work habit will be so essential. Both of these things are precisely what deep work is good at doing. Most knowledge workers and businesses don't realize the value of deep work and will pay its price. In this video, I will outline the fundamentals that go into developing an excellent deep work habit and why so many businesses have yet to realize its power. Of course, Cal Newport's book will always be a better option if you want to go more into depth, but I will try my best to give the best synopsis I can. Let's get right into it. If you want to develop a deep work habit, you'll first need to understand the differences between its ugly counterpart, shallow work. Shallow work is non-cognitively demanding, logistical style tasks often performed while distracted. These efforts tend not to create much new value in the world and are easy to replicate. This can be anything from answering email, getting groceries, or cleaning the dishes. The point is that shallow work, while necessary, is not practical for long-term growth and learning. Despite this fact, shallow work is the primary form of work done by most people in today's society. Focus is the key thing required for a deep work habit and happens to be completely absent from an insane amount of the population today. Even if you are one of these people with terrible focus, don't fret. Focus works like any other muscle in the body. While it might start weak and inconsistent, you can slowly build up your ability to focus for more extended and deeper periods through regular practice. Erickson's seminal 1993 paper titled "The Role of Deliberate Practice in the Acquisition of Expert Performance" gives insight into an individual's capacity for deep work. The paper shows that a novice is probably only capable of an hour of intense concentration a day. An expert, however, can spend as much as 4 hours a day in a state of intense concentration. So don't give up if you are someone with terrible focus. Anyone can improve their ability to do deep work if they work hard enough. Now let's talk about how to build a habit of deep work. There are 4 philosophies to build a deep work habit. You first need to decide which one is for you if you want to adhere to the deep work principles. Everyone has different schedules and ways of working. Luckily, doing deep work is not some set in stone process. There are many different ways to effectively implement a strategy as long as you do it intelligently and with a growth and learning mindset. The monastic philosophy of deep work entails a massive reduction in the need to do shallow work. Followers of this style generally cut themselves off almost entirely from social media and work to do one thing exceptionally well. As a result, their professional life comes from doing one thing super well. This could mean entire stretches of weeks or months where you do almost no shallow work whatsoever. Out of all the philosophies, this is probably the most extreme and most uncommon among beginners. The bimodal philosophy of deep work works by dividing some clear periods for deep work and leaving the rest open for anything else. This can be done on any scale. A week, for instance, could be divided into the weekend and weekday, or a year could be divided by seasons, like many professors who do their research during their sabbatical. The difference between the monastic and bimodal methods of deep work is that the bimodal worker often stretches their deep work for less extreme periods. The rhythmic philosophy of deep work utilizes regular, daily deep work habits to get work done. The idea is to develop a regular practice or rhythm where you accomplish your deep work. The rhythmic philosophy allows for more total hours of deep work since you make a routine out of doing it. The bimodal strategy, in contrast, potentially allows for deeper work with the payoff that you won't be able to do as many hours. The journalist philosophy of deep work works by fitting deep work into whatever time slot you can. Just like a journalist, you must be good at finding the little spots in your schedule wherever you can and completely switching your mentality on a whim. Now that you know the basic 4 methods of deep work, it is time for you to experiment and choose the one that works best for you. However, I find that the most common strategy is to utilize the rhythmic philosophy of deep work. This is because most people would not be able to just shut themselves off from social media or the internet like many other methods preach. It is also easiest to fit into any schedule regardless of who you are and how you work. The key to making a deep work habit is to minimize the willpower needed to start doing deep work in the first place. One of the best ways to do this is to make the rewards of your deep work more apparent. In Atomic Habits by James Clear, he discusses how one of the best ways to make a new habit stick is to make it attractive. A really good way to do this is to set clear goals and measures by which you can see the rewards of your deep work. There are 2 ways to measure success after identifying a goal: lag measures and lead measures. Lag measures describe the thing that you are ultimately trying to improve. For example, if you want to increase your serving quality in tennis, your lag measure is your serving percentage. The issue with lag measures is that they come too late to change your behavior. When you receive them, the performance that drove them is already in the past. Lead measures, however, track the behaviors that will allow for success on the lag measures. For instance, changing your serving form in the tennis example. One great lead measure to use is your number of deep work hours themselves. Set up a scoreboard in your room that tracks the number of hours you are in a state of deep work. Track it with a nice red marker so that it's really just beautiful looking right in front of your computer. Every time you make an important milestone in your work, circle the day it was done. This will give you a rough idea of how many hours of working deeply it takes to complete something. Most people make the mistake of taking breaks from downtime instead of focus when creating a deep work habit. The problem with unscheduled downtime is that it often spirals out of control and leads to huge amounts of wasted time. When you tell yourself you'll get back to work after one more video, you risk surfing the web for hours. This is why it is so important to schedule your downtime strategically. Before you sit down to relax, you should have a rough idea of what you want to do and for how long. In addition, you should choose your form of relaxation intelligently. It is a lot easier to get yourself back on track on your work if you don't destroy your dopamine levels. Reading a book or playing the guitar, for example, is not nearly as addicting as scrolling the web. All right, guys and gals, that is gonna wrap the video on up. If you wanna see more information on this topic, be sure to check out my second video on this same thing that will come out next week, as well as the relevant blog post on it that I will link in the description down below. I hope you like and subscribe, as well as hit the bell icon. And as always, I hope you have a fantastic day, and bye-bye!